Hi, welcome back to Guardian Angel Resin Creations. Today I'm going to make a Christmas tree. So this is meant to be a snow globe. It's a snow globe mold, but I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. I'm going to use my casting powder and I am going to make like a little scene on the inside of the tree. So this is one that I did yesterday, and I did video it, but I forgot to video the end of it where I was sticking all the little bits and pieces in. So I want to show you how I made this. With that one I powdered the inside of the mold, and then I had to spend hours trying to paint the outside of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the white and then I'm going to paint it all, but I'm not going to paint the inside because I want it white. So I'm also going to make a Christmas tree. So inside this there's a Christmas tree. Now I don't have any more of those. I have little ones like that, but the ratio to Santa is a little bit small. So what I'm going to do is I made a mold yesterday, it's a silicone mold of my tree. So today I'm going to pour in this mold for the first time, and I also made a mold of some little presents and things. So these are the little presents, and then holly. So I'm going to pour in that and I'm going to see how that works. Hopefully it works out really well, so then I can say that everything on there is handmade. So I am also doing a couple of gnomes to sit next to my tree. So I'm doing Christmas gnomes. So my mold is a little bit dirty because I've only just used it, and I don't see the point of keep washing and washing because it just ruins the mold. So I've got 500 grams of my resin casting powder, and that is the honey rose from Temu, and I have 125 grams of water. So I'm actually just going to flatten this out and just see in mils, in mils. So that's 300 mils of powder to about a half a cup of water. So there we go. Pour it all in there. There we go. So I'm not going to fiddle around with colouring it or anything like that because I want the inside of this tree white, and I want my gnomes white because they're easier to paint, and I just paint them with acrylic paint, and then I seal over the top of them. So there we go. So when I actually paint them, I probably won't show you the whole process of me painting them because I sit of a night time, I watch the telly, and I paint all of my little things because I like the neat. I mean, and I'm going to sell some of these, and I don't want somebody to pick up my stuff and go, oh, you know, the painting's pretty garbage on it. So and we're all the same. We like how, you know, we like our stuff to look really good. So because it's, you know, they're all one-offs. They're all gonna be totally different. So, and when I did my mold, and when I did my mold of this, I actually put it into a paper cup, and like it's not shiny on the outside, doesn't need to be shiny on the outside, and it is a matte. So I just put it into a paper cup and then just tore the paper cup off from around it. And this one I had like a little piece of silicone, and I didn't quite cut it properly to the cup, and I just turned a cup upside down and put a little piece of silicone into the cup, and then put a little bit of the just a bit of sticky tape around the outside of the cup, just so that I could get it a little bit taller, and then just pulled it out from the top of the cup. So easy. So I've been, you know, trying to find molds and making molds and things like that, but something like that, a cup. So we're going to just quickly pour this in here. Make sure it is all stirred properly. So I'll show you. See the bottom of the cup? So it's sat in the lip there. So quite easy to do. I'm just going to just quickly pour. I have a little snowman here, and I didn't have quite enough in it on my last pour, so I'm just going to just pour a little tiny bit in there. Just make sure he's all filled up. I keep breaking the little hands every time I do these, so I'm going to overflow him just a tiny bit. Get on there. There we go. Just give it a shake. Move him out of the way now and wipe up my mess. I love this. It just cleans up so easy. You just get a cloth and just clean it with a cloth. Alright. So I'm going to pour into my tree. I'll just stand up on my ladder and make sure you can see my tree. Hopefully you can. I'll just move it down here, I think. Move my little bit there so that you can see. And I'm going to lift these up, I think, and pour into them. Hopefully all the details all work on them. That in there. My little, that one. Pour it in there. Okay, now going to give it a bit of a tap. Make sure there's no bubbles in him. Okay, there we go. Now I will just wipe that with my hand just to get that excess off. I know I should have gloves on. Alright, tree. Now, whoops. I'm going to bang it to make sure there's no bubbles in him, because the tree has a tip. Get it down into there. I can't really squeeze it because of how thick I've done it, but it should last me quite a few Christmases. Okay, fill him all the way, and there we go. And all I did with that is I just got a stick and stuck my little tree to the stick with a bit of what did I use? I used mine is a blank of what I use. I just stuck it to some of my foam, my clay foam, and then just sat it on the top of the cup, and all I did was just pour in the silicone. Very easy. So pour that one in, and I have cleaned my mold. Had a little bit of mica powder on it from when I had the mica powder in the mold. Okay, there we go. Now hopefully I've got enough for both of my gnomes here. Might have to make up a little bit more. I may have underestimated. Oh, don't pour over. No. Don't touch. I'll just have to let it pour over. Mix that around. It's a really, really wobbly mold. So maybe I should have done the fat one first. Oh. I reckon another 20 grams would have done this. Alright, I'll pause you and I'll quickly make up a little bit more. Maybe the stuff that I spilt would have fit in there. Alrighty, I've made up another 200 grams because I have another mold off to the side that I'm going to be doing as well. I thought I may as well just get the stuff in there. I'm just making some coasters. And there we are. Pour him in there. Oops, there we go. They're just not quite level, these. My trees, okay. Beautiful. Alright, I'm going to come back when it's okie dokie. It's time to demold. Now I've had to move you to the corner of my bench here because I have something else that I used with the leftover resin. So we are going to do our tree first. Now I'm just going to stand up on my steps so that I can make sure that you can see in my tight little space here. And just pull it apart just like that. It comes off super easy. And then just roll it over just like that. Now it's still a little bit warm because this does go warm when it's setting. So oopsie, so I'm just going to gently just pull that out, just feed it out there. There we go. Just gently get it out. There we go. Beautiful. I think I've got one tiny little bubble, but it's all good. So, just going to move that up there. And we're going to demold. We're going to do these first. And then we'll do our gnomes. So, I'm just going to step down so I can see what I'm doing better. Hopefully these work. So, let's go. I'm going to put them there. That one. And that one, they come out really super clean, nothing left in there. So I'm going to grab my other ones and I'm going to just see whether we've got the detail in them. So these are the ones I made it from. So, oh wow, that's amazing. Hopefully you can see the detail in it. That is so cool. Alright, next one. Now I can just sand off that excess, but there's not a lot on there. Beautiful. So, wow, look at that. It's even got like the little stitch marks. That is very, very cool. Wow, that's awesome. So I can color them any way I want to. That's amazing. I'm just super excited about them. So move them over. Let's do the tree. Now, because it is a matte mold, I'm going to spray the tiniest bit of alcohol just to get that bit of fluid in there. Just move it around in there, and then I'm just going to just push it. Hopefully I didn't just break the tip, and just pull it out with my fingers. There we are. Do you hear the pop? I probably talked over the top. And there we go. Let's see. Oh, have I got a tip? I haven't got a tip. That's okay. That is so cool. Look at the detail in that. Wow, that's cool. Got a few air bubbles in the little bauble things, but that's all right. No one's gonna notice. Wow, that's so cool. Alrighty. So my molds worked, which I'm really excited about. And let's do the gnome. That bit off. Now he's still really quite warm. Look how wobbly it is. Now, to pull the mold out without putting my fingernails in it, just fold it gently down. Now, wow, that's still pretty hot actually. Oh, no air bubble. That's very cool. Alright, I'll pop the other one out and then I'll show them to you. So, pop this one out. Tiny bit of overflow and I'll just pick that off. Easy. Go. I can just get that with like my nail file or my fingernail. So, alright, so I'm just gonna push that down. It just folds, sorry, you're not quite in the camera, it just folds down. Just folds down like that. Now, let's get another one there, there we go. Oh, no bubbles. Now, we will show you. How cool are they? There's a couple of air bubbles under there. And I should remember to try and bang them when that's halfway up, but I always forget. So they're still a little bit damp and warm, but that makes it so much easier to paint. So I am going to, sorry about the noise by the way as well, if you're hearing a buzzing, that is my fan. It is 36 degrees at the moment. So I'm trying to get some of these done sort of early in the morning. I'm not sure whether I'm going to show you the painting because I take them inside and I sit in front of my telly and I paint them. So I might just do the start, or I'll actually do the tree. And then I'll do the rest of it inside. So I'll just go and get some paint. Alright, so I've got a little bit of paint. And I'm just going to paint my little tree. So I've got a little bit of green. And I am going to just get my little bit of silicone here. And I'm going to just put a little bit of green on there. There we go. And just make sure, I'm just going to move you down a little bit so you can see. Now, annoyed that he's got an air bubble, but that's alright. Nobody's going to be able to see that. So just paint that on there. So I've got just a green and I've got a metallic green that I'll put over the top, I think. I'll see how I go with this green. Should have got a bigger paintbrush. But it does get into all of the little crevices. I'm just going to hold him up the top there. Go. Try not to splush green everywhere. There we are. Now, when these aren't quite dry, when the casting powder is not quite dry, it's actually easier to paint it. It just seems to suck the paint in. So on your first coat, it just sucks it in there, and it just sucks up that colour. Because if you let it dry, it just seems to just sit on top of it for the first couple of coats. There we go. And I was sealing all of my stuff first, but then that takes even more coats of paint. So, because these don't need to be sealed. They're not going to be getting wet or anything. I may seal the tree, or I may just seal the base of it, or I'll just stick little sticky dot things underneath it. Alright, so there we go. That's the tree. There we are. Get it all on. I don't know that I need another coat on that tree. See what I mean? Like it just sucks it in there. There we go. Now I'm going to go and just sit this in the sun for a minute or so, just to let it dry, and then I'm going to try that metallic paint on the top of it. Okay, so I'm not going to put that metallic green over it. I've decided to give it like a little bit of coat of sparkles, just to make it sort of look a little bit like snow. So I have a little bit of powder here. It's actually Unicorn Art crushed crystal mica powder. So let's give this a bit of a sparkle, shall we? So I'm just going to just dab it on there, just on the lid, then just going to dab that on while it's still a little bit damp. Go. Maybe a little bit more on the brush. Don't want it all to fly away on me. Beautiful. Bit of a sparkly tree. Okay. Lovely. Love it. Look at that. Beautiful. And I best give that a bit of a wipe. Just get the green off it. There we are. Don't really want to be wetting that one. So this has just got alcohol in it, or on it. There we are. Beautiful. Put the lid back on before it blows all over me with this fan going. Alright, I might even put some snow on the edges of this. So if I do that, I will come back and I will show you what I'm doing, because I actually have some snow here. I have a little bit of snow, the decorative snow I got last year, which I can't even tell you where I got it from. So, alright, I'm going to go and paint these up, and then I will come back and I will show you the next step, where I will put everything in there, put a little bit of snow on it maybe, and see how we go. So that's probably going to be in the morning. Okay, it's the next day. I have painted him all up, so I have got quite a deep blue on it, and then I have done the star, and I've sparkled the star because every star on the tree needs to sparkle. So I have also, and I'm just going to just gently pour them out, I have also done my trees. So there's my little trees. So I have 4 trees done for my little Christmas trees, and I realized that I needed 5, so I will make another one this morning. They take me about 5 minutes to make, and they take about 20 grams of the casting powder. So simple and easy. I painted up all of my little holly. So just painted my little holly up. We go. And last one, there we go. And I've done my little presents. So I just put a really thin layer of paint on them, and then I put a little bit of gold over the top of them. So a few different colors, blue, there we go. So they are all ready to go. Standing up on my little step to make sure you can see them properly. So they turn out really well, like the detail on them is amazing, and that gold, it just shines. It's like a paintbrush pen. So it's got like a brush on the end of it instead of the hard tip. And I got it from Amazon. I think it was only about $7 on Amazon, so I will link it in the description. So I want to show you my gnomes. So I've painted up my gnomes. So I have done red and purple and green and yellow, and I've painted the beards, and I've done matching shoes to the hats. So I want to show you how to age them. So I have a hard brush. I'm just going to step up just to make sure you're seeing. There we go. All right, so I've got a little bit of brown, and I'm just going to just put it onto my silicone mat, because I know that it will just wipe off, and I haven't taken the cap off this. So pop that cap off. There we go. Just get rid of that actually. Set that on there. Set that there. And then we're going to do the grey. Same thing with the grey. These are a new set from Amazon. There we go. Put that over. Oh. And it goes everywhere. So there we go. So this is just, it's Shuttle Art acrylic paint. So what I'm going to do is, now that I've already got splotches on there, so I'm going to just put a little bit on the mat. Probably a bit too much there, and a little bit, move that out of the way, and a little bit of the brown. There we go. And we are going to antique it. So we're going to do the red, move the green out of the way. So we're going to do a little bit of grey on his beard. So I've got a little bit on my brush because I've just dabbed, and hopefully you can see that, and then brush most of it off onto your bit of paper towel, and then very finely just go like that, just quickly brush it across just like that until you get the effect that you want. There we go. I like that. So then just give the feet a bit of a brush, and then just brush a little bit up on his hat. Now you can't really see it on the red, so just a little bit more. See how it's just going on there? Gets in the little grooves there. Brush the front of it again, dabble a little bit more. Now you can give it a wipe with your hands while it's wet, so just wipe it just to get it to where you want it to be. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to do the green while I've got the grey on it. So wipe that off and just very quickly go over on his nose, his feet, and on his little hat there. It sits in the grooves of the paint as well, which is good. So grey over the back here. It just makes them look a little bit dirty, a little bit old, instead of being so bright. Okay, now I'm just going to wipe that off, and I'm going to dabble a tiny bit of brown. So just tiny bit of the brown. Dab that off. Now I am just gonna touch, do the feet, just touch his beard, nose, a bit more, the back. See how it's just colouring the back of it. Do a little hat. So they're not as bright now as they were. So they look like they're slightly aged. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Just little nose, feet. I think that looks a lot better than the really bright. So let's do our green ones. Get all that off. Do the little feet there. Dirty up his shoes. His little yellow outfit. Much better. How cool does that look? A little bit more for his hat. There we are. Look at that. Give it a wipe. And the tip of that one. There we go. I like that. Now, if you think you've put a little bit too much on his little beard there, you can get a little bit of white, and I might go do that. I might just go and grab a little bit of white and show you, and I'll come back. Okay, I have my white paint. I'll just make sure the lid is off it, and I will brush all the brown off. Try and get that all off. The white there. That's the tiniest bit. Probably not quite enough. There we go. That'll do. There we go. And now I got my paint pen brush thing to show you. I no idea. It's Asian, Chinese or something. So I cannot even tell you the name of it to look for, but see how it has, it's a brush. So it is so cool. I will just quickly show you how it works. So you just brush on. So you can get into the fine bits on, like sometimes you know how like your pens are a little bit thick, your little paint pens are a little bit thick. So these ones you can get into really fine crevices with it. So I thought I'd quickly show you that. So I'm just going to get my white. Just dab it on. Still got a bit of brown on there, so I'm just going to mix it in. Brush that off, and then I'm just going to brush his beard. So see how it still had brown on there? So I'm going to just turn that over. Way too much brown. Go, just brush that off. Put a little bit more white down. There we are. Now if need be, I will repaint the white on this. Oops, got it on his foot. Oh, obviously got white on my fingers. Go. I might repaint that. Maybe. There we are. Let's brush that down. Can repaint the feet if I need to. So there we go. That's them done. They look pretty good. If I'm concerned about how dirty looking their little beards are, I will repaint it and do it again, but I think I quite like it like that. And there we go. Just wipe that paint off my fingers. I really like them. Very cool. So just, nope, don't do it. It's going to hit it with the white, but maybe not. Alright, so these are done. I am going to just spray my bench. I am just going to wipe. Give that a really good wipe. And then I will wash it later. I tend not to wash the dry brushes too much. I give them a little bit of a wipe with alcohol. So just wipe that up. Get that off the bench. There we go. It cleans up pretty good because I'm using silicone. There we go. Probably would have been better if I'd had it in a glass container. I could have just moved it out of the way. So there we go. So I'm just going to pick these little lids up because I don't need them anymore. Get rid of that black before it goes anywhere else. There we go. Now you can, if you want to, antique your little presents, but I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm going to bring my little tree back and move my alcohol spray. And I was thinking on my tree I might put some snow. So I've got a bit of glue here and hopefully this works. I want to put a tiny bit of snow on the edges here. So I'm going to get my snow. I'm going to just put it into my little cup here. So I'm going to get a little bit of fine snow, put him in the cup. Because I don't want a lot, I just want it on the tips. Seal that back up before it goes all over my backyard. And I think I might use a paintbrush. I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to use a paintbrush. And I will go from the bottom up. So let's get that on my brush. I'm going to move you over a tiny bit so that you can see what I'm doing. Let's get up on my ladder, make sure you can see, and I do apologize if you've seen nothing of what I've been doing. Oh God, I hope you've seen what I've been doing. All right. Okay, going from the bottom. So I'm just going to dab that on. Just going to not really put it in a line. Whoops. It is super hot outside today. Definitely hotter than it was yesterday. All right. See how we go with this. So I'm just going to just sprinkle it on like that. Okay, let's pull that bit off. Go a little bit more. Push it on there. Go. Okay, so I'm going to sit that like that, and then I will do the next one. Dab it on. I don't want to do too many at a time because I don't want it to dry before I get to do it. Alright, so there we go. Fingernails come in handy sometimes. And then I'm going to just tap it down. Let's get that on the end there. Push that down. Okay, next. Now if I had a bit of spray glue, which I don't, I would spray seal this, but I don't have any sealer at the moment. Like I've got the brush on, but not the actual spray on. It's so expensive to buy. And if I knew how long, like how many things you could get out of a tin, I might consider it, but it was like $27 for a spray can. All right, next. So I can put another coat of this on if I need to. I can wait till it dries and I can paint over the top of it, I think. So that's that one. Put that on there. Okay, push that on. Hopefully some stays on there. Love it. Love, love, love. Oh, that looks so cool. That looks very, very cool. Okay. And I'm going to refill a bit of my snow. And then I think I will spend the day inside finishing putting up my Christmas decorations, because I've put up my tree but have not done the rest of it. So get that bit off. out. Dab it on. Yeah. Okay. Whoops, that's a nice big bit. Stick him on the end there. Let's try and get some of these pieces up off the ground. Beautiful. Another one. It'd be nice if I could get it to hang off the edge, but I don't reckon I'll be able to do that. So just pour him up there. Like some of the pieces are sticking over the edge. Go. I think I'll have to be careful with this in transit. I think I'm going to try and put these into a market that I'll be doing, a Christmas market that I'll be doing with friends of mine. So hopefully I can get the snow to stay on. Next one. And then we're just about done. Other than the 3 that I have sitting next to me that I need to do. But I can do them inside where it's a bit cooler. There we go. That on there. Oh, loving it. Wonder if I'll be able to put a little bit around the front of it, but then if I do that I may not be able to stick my pieces on the front, so I might have to play with that afterwards. Okay, there we go. Now I'm not sure whether this glue dries clear or how it's going to dry, but really it doesn't matter because it is under the snow. And a bit more in the front there. Look at that. That is very, very cool. I might put the lid on my glue before it gets too hot and forms a crust on the top. I am just going to give my brush a bit of spray with alcohol. Now I'm not sure whether that's actually going to clean it or not. I'm just going to put a wipe, get some of that glue out of there. There we go. Now pick up some of the bigger pieces here, so I'm not wasting it. I mean, I have 2 massive big bags of it, but I don't want to waste too much of it. Alright, sorry about the noise. There we go. So I'm going to just push this down. Okay, that down, and just see how much we lose off it. Oh, I don't think we've lost too much of it. That is very cool. Look at that. Ah, Loving it, loving it, loving it. Right, I'm going to give this a quick clean up and then I will come back in a second. Okay, it is time to choose a Santa. And perhaps something to sit on this side. So I've got some little snow people, a teddy bear, and I really need to make molds of these because I don't have a lot of them. So I am going to have a look in my big one to see what we have. Pour some out. The star's too big. Maybe an angel. Oh, we've got already got a reindeer on one of my other ones. So he's just gonna sit up here. And well, it depends on where Santa sits really. Because we have, what do we got? We have standing Santa. There's a couple of different styles of standing Santa. We have sitting Santa. Yeah. We have laying down Santa. And what have we got? Laying down, standing, he's waving. So, let's try, oops, gotta not touch the sides. Let us try, take that off, laying down. You won't really be able to see him because once we get the tree in there, because the tree will sit in here. It will sit in there like that. And Santa somehow, he's a sitting Santa. If I put a sitting Santa, I don't have to have anything else in there. And I can have the present on the side. So he will come out. Come back out, Santa. So he will sit on the edge here. Hopefully you can see that. So he'll sit on the edge. Or we have crossed leg Santa. Oh, I like cross-leg Santa. Oh, yeah, he's sort of the laying down one, isn't he? No, I don't think so. Well, I can sit him like that. I can actually glue Santa like that if I wanted to, but let's sort of stand him up a little bit. Oh, we just have standing Santa. There we go, standing Santa, standing Santa. Okay, we've got him. Definitely need to make molds of them. All right, I'm going to lay him down. And so it's standing Santa, so I'm going to put all these Santas away. And I think I might have just found something to put on there. I'll get him out of the way. Right, move him. Now I think I quite like the candy. We got candy cane, so candy cane will sit on the edge here, and then our present will sit over this side. There we go. So if I need to, I can actually put a little bit of my molding clay in behind him so that he doesn't move, and then just super glue, dab a little bit of super glue on it. I think I might do that. That might be a good idea. What else have we got? Bells. We've got white Rudolph. Little house. Tiny tree, angel, Santa on his sleigh with his presents, little hat that I can put there, little mittens. So I think I've got 100 and something pieces, maybe 150. I didn't realize that they were the same. Oops, I'm dropping them everywhere. Might need to make a mold of these because I really like those. I'm not sure how many of those I've got. Let's pick these up, get them out of the way. Just find the pieces that I dropped. There we go. We dropped Rudolph. There we go. So put him back. Get everything out of the way. And get the super glue. I think I might use the molding clay, as it is right here underneath me. Go, because it does set reasonably hard. So I'm just going to take the tiniest bit out. I haven't got a lot of room today because I have got something sitting on my bench that I'm in the middle of doing. So I'm just gonna push that on the, I'll just push it over, right over the back of it, so that any point that it attaches to will stay on there. Might not work. So just going to push in there. No, I think it's going to work better without the clay, because I can just sit that in there. I think if I do a little bit of filing of the back of him, he's going to sit in that little crevice there. And just take the edge off, just sort of the tip off the back of him. I'm just taking the back bit off there, wipe it off, try and get him to sit in there. So I just need to lose the tip of that. Get on there. A little bit more off the edge of that. So just that. So that it's just going to sit in there. Now I was hoping to make a short video today, but obviously not going to be as short as I hoped. But I do hope that you are learning, especially with the antiquing. Hopefully. Now, bit there, that bit there. There we go, that's better. Push that in there. Gonna go in there. It doesn't matter if you take a lot off the back, because you're not going to see the back of it because it will be glued. Just take that off. Maybe that tip of that can come off. Make sure that's level for the glue. Gonna go in there. Tiniest bit more off the corners of these. Yep, I think that is actually going to sit in there quite nicely. There we go, beautiful. Lovely. All right, so I'm going to get my glue and I'm going to glue him down. So let's glue the edges here. I'll come out. All right, got to get a pin. All right, so I'm going to try not to get super glue everywhere. Try and get this on there. Stand him up on the center there and pop that in there without getting it all over my fingers. Beautiful. Let's put my pin back. Let's get the glue off it. There we go. Oops, might have just ruined it. Oh well, plenty more pins where that comes from. I'll get rid of that because it's not going to be used. And then I think we will do our tree in there. So I'm just going to stand it up so we can do the tree. Now pop that tree in there. So I'm just going to glue the base of this tree. Actually, I'm going to try not to glue my fingers together because it is all underneath my fingernail now. But I'm just going to spin that over and pop that in there. Oops, just going to pop it in there. I'm just going to let it sit there and spray my fingers with alcohol, try and get it out from me underneath my fingernail. Not good at all. There we go, that's got a bit of it. Okay, so let's do Santa. So I'm laying back down again. Nope, no I'm not. I'm going to try and push that tree down a bit. Come on, tree. In you go. Might not be quite leveled the base of that. I thought it was actually, but the super glue dried too fast. That's all right, we've got something for it to attach itself to now. Let's get that on. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hate super glue. Hate. Alright, stick that in there. Get in there, tree. Get in there. Get in there. Alright, I think he's done now. Okay. Try and turn him over now. Right, now it's glued. Get our sander. Oh, look, look at the glue on my fingers. Got it everywhere. Now, yesterday, I actually, sorry, I'm just putting the lid on that. I filed the bottom of his feet on one that I did yesterday just to make him flat. So I'm just filing that just flat there. My fingers are sticking together. Okay, yep, a little bit more. You can tell when he's flat because the black will go off his underneath. There we go, that'll do. All right, oh, get this glue again. Just drop in there. Stand that up. Turn him over and pop him in. Get in there, Santa. And I'm going to push him down. Oh, it's everywhere. I nearly glued my bracelet to my arm. Alright, he's on. And our tree is stable. So I'm just going to wipe that over. Put my fingerprints on there. I'm just going to I've got a damp cloth here. Just wipe. There we go. That's better, that's fixed it. So dry that. And pop him down gently. And we are going to put that on the edge there, I think. Oh my God, this glue's going in the bin, I think. So I'm going to put glue on the edge of there. Oh no, dropped him. Oh no, lost him. Oh, that glue's going to be dry. I need to find another one. Okay, so I've just quickly popped that on there. I have to quickly find another one. Go. And I will put a little bit of glue like underneath it as well. Oops. To make sure that it's on there. Now I've still got a fingerprint on this. So I'm going to just get a little bit of alcohol. Just wipe that across there and try and get rid of that fingerprint. Now, for my little present, he is pretty flat. And I'm actually going to sit him inside like that, I think. No, I think I'm going to sit it on the edge there. So that it's got a bit of hold underneath him. So I'm just going to pull that on there and it'll attach where it attaches. Okay, there we go. Stick that there. There we are. Finished. Everything's glued on there. So now what I normally do is I go around with my super glue and I'll stand him up and I just go in behind it just to get a bit of that glue in behind them. Go. That in there. Pop that in underneath that. Go. Make sure he's all glued. I can probably drop a little bit of super glue on these to just keep them on there. Now, that, I might do that. See what I can get on there with that glue. Okay. And oops, I'm back in the cup. Oh, that worked well. We'll try that on that side as well. I think I've got enough snow there. Alright. Drop that down. Oops, running out. Come on out, you come a little bit more. Oh. Might have to get a new one. Oops, nearly broke the front of it. Ow! Oh, look at that. Right, I will fix that. My little fingerprint there. Paint back over that. And that's it. I have super glued my whole entire hand now. Hopefully you like what I've done. You have maybe learnt something, how to glue your fingers together. So thank you so very much for watching. I do apologize again for this being so long. I didn't expect the last bit to be so long, but I do so appreciate you watching. Thank you to all of my lovely subscribers and all of the wonderful comments that you've all been giving me. I really do appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching, and hit the like button. Let me know what you think.